Hi, I'm Herrmann, CEO of Herrmann International. Welcome to the YouTube version of our company newsletter, BrainBytes, for October 2009. I just want to highlight a few of the features, and you can see a lot more by clicking through to take a look at the newsletter. One of the great articles in our newsletter this month has to do with how do you choose an assessment? How do you make a choice between maybe a Myers-Briggs type indicator or our instrument, the Herrmann Brain Dominance Instrument, HBDI, or maybe DISC. Perhaps you've been confronted with that situation before. We have a model that's very helpful to begin to understand how you make that decision. And it has to do with the premise of the assessment. This model is very simple. It looks at, where is the basis of the research? The HBDI comes from a brain-based perspective. It looks at how you think, how you solve problems, how you make decisions, how you learn. Myers-Briggs comes from a psychological background, and it helps you understand kind of where you come from. It's based on Jung's theory and psychological type. And finally, in this circle, you see maybe behavior-based assessments like DISC that look at how you might be perceived by others. And of course, the individual's here in the center, and so you get different perspectives, some overlapping, but often very different viewpoints because the data comes from a different premise. The research is different. So that's really important in terms of making the decision. What is it that you're looking for? First step is to say to yourself, well, how do I want to apply the data? And so by understanding that, you can then begin to look at the premise and make a decision about which assessment is going to be most effective for you. Highly recommend this article, which was authored by Oren Salas on our team. I think you'll find it very useful. And of course, there's also a great story in our newsletter this month, and it has to do with what happens when we see the doctor. Maybe you've experienced what I've experienced when you go to see the doctor and, it's like they're speaking a foreign language. We have a client organization that is a healthcare organization, one of the U.S.'s top 100 healthcare organizations. In fact, one of the largest not-for-profit teaching hospitals. They have 1,100 beds, over 10,000 people, and they wanted to push the thinking of the organization to a level of new breakthrough thinking. The story, which is available in the case study that we provided in our newsletter this month, entitled How a Regimen of Whole Brain Thinking is Helping Healthcare Leaders Reach Breakthrough Results, is really a great example of how you can put whole brain thinking to work. This can happen between physicians and nurses. They need to communicate effectively. It can happen between patients and doctors. It can happen in the emergency room, where all different kinds of specializations need to come together to really work effectively when we're really needing that help, and often it's a very stressful environment. This organization did a fantastic job of really phasing out how they rolled out whole brain thinking, starting by assessing their core population using the HBDI as the foundation. Then they applied that very specifically to work issues that were relevant to that specific group in their application phase. And then they brought everybody together to look at an innovation forum and how they could be thinking differently about how to get better results in their adoption phase. And then finally, they're pushing that transformation further through ongoing support and research and then tools that they're giving to all of their leaders as a way to make this continue to live beyond the events that people have experienced. So I encourage you to take a look at this case study, and also would love to hear from you in terms of how you would be interested in helping us better push the boundaries of whole brain thinking. If you haven't had a chance to check out the Thinking Accelerator, our new product, HBDI Interactive, I think you'll find that it is really an interesting new application that allows you to scale to new heights that were just never before even thinkable. We partnered with IBM on this, and this is actually a tool that came out of that blended solution that we provided them, where individuals can actually create their profiles on this little HBDI profile board as part of their face-to-face session. We're really encouraging people to check this out. So if you want to do a test drive and power up your thinking for next year as we round out this tough, economy of 2009, give us a call, and we'll look forward to hearing from you and see what you think. In the interim, happy whole brain thinking. Thanks.